Elon Musk just called Social Security the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time. While we're on the subject of Elon Musk, is there anyone in America who is comfortable with him and his gang of 20-year-olds using their own computer servers to poke through your tax returns, your health information, and your bank accounts? No oversight, no protections against cyber attack, no guardrails on what they do with your private data. We need a more efficient government. You want to cut waste? I'll help you do it. But change doesn't need to be chaotic or make us President Trump loves to say peace through strength. That's actually a line he stole from Ronald Reagan. But let me tell you, after the spectacle that just took place in the Oval Office last week, Reagan must be rolling in his grave. We all want an end to the war in Ukraine, but Reagan understood that true strength required America to combine our military and economic might with moral clarity. And that scene in the Oval Office wasn't just a bad episode of reality TV. It summed up Trump's whole approach to the world. He believes in cozying up to dictators like Vladimir Putin and kicking our friends like the Canadians in the teeth. He sees American leadership as merely a series of real estate transactions.
Hey, good morning, YouTube. I'm back. I'm currently at work, but I was watching Elissa Slotkin. I believe is how you pronounce her last name. She is a senator from Michigan, and I love her. She did the rebuttal to Donald Trump's presidential address to Congress, and she was phenomenal. She was phenomenal. She was very concise. She was direct. She was to the point. She cited a lot of different examples of the reason that the Democrats opposed Donald Trump. She was very professional, very well spoken. I'm like watching her address and basically her rebuttal, and I have like the biggest Kool-Aid smile because she was phenomenal. She talked about how Donald Trump treats America like a series of real estate deals. She talked about that awful meeting with Vance, Trump, and Zelensky, how we are a republic, how it's imperative that we advocate for democracy. We support our allies in fighting for democracy. She was phenomenal. She also, because I know Republicans and even some conservative Democrats are like really like Reagan is their person. And so she talked about Donald Trump basically saying peace through strength and basically stealing that from Reagan. But she also talked about how Reagan must be rolling over in his grave because the way Donald Trump does things is not the way that Reagan was doing things. So the fact that Donald Trump kind of cites that little saying is kind of disingenuous. But all in all, I just felt like she was phenomenal. I loved her rebuttal. I loved everything about it. She's a very accomplished woman. She worked in the CIA. She's only 48 years old, and she has done tremendous things with her life. She's now a senator from Michigan. Michigan, of course, is in the middle of our country. And so normally, Illinois is in the middle of the country as well. Normally, I believe that people in the middle of the country can understand I would say can understand both sides a little bit better than your California or your Alabama. Like you have in our country, we have certain states that are like really, really red, certain states that are really, really blue. And then we have states that are kind of more, I would say, kind of more middle of the road kind of, have middle of the road ideologies. And so she spoke to those things. She spoke to how prices are too high. Americans have a right to be upset about inflation, although we've done better in regards to inflation than other countries, but prices are still too high. Eggs are still too expensive, and Americans want to change, but Americans want change without chaos. And when she spoke about DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, we talk about every day. When she spoke about DOGE, she spoke about it not being changed in the way that we need it. It's because there's no oversight, there's no committee, there's no real numbers being produced. Elon Musk just says things, and people who agree with his side just believe him because they want to. And so he's not providing any actual proof. He just will come out and say, "Oh, I just eliminated $8 trillion," and everybody who wants to believe him, everybody who's advocating for that side is like, yay, we just saved $8 trillion. And it's like, no. And if you did, where's my money? Because if you are truly saving all this money and it's taxpayer money, we want our money back expeditiously. Yeah, give me my money back. So it is my belief that he is not finding all of this money. And if he is, and he's doing all of this waste or whatever, we should probably begin to check soon, right? I would think. I mean, not like tomorrow, but I would assume that we will all be getting some type of reimbursement, hopefully before the year's out, or maybe before the summer, Elon. Anyway, so, I mean, she was just phenomenal. I just wanted to bring these clips to you guys because I was upstairs watching. Like I said, I'm at work. So I was upstairs watching and I almost shouted, but I'm not at home, so I can't shout. But I love her. I think she did a phenomenal job. I think her speech, her rebuttal was exactly what was needed. I know that people are making such a big deal about all of the spectacles with people walking out and people standing up and turning their backs so you can see their message. I am in support of all of that because I'm in support of the Constitution, and dissent and protest is in the Constitution. So however people feel the need to dissent, as long as they're not being violent or, just kind of way out, I'm fine with it. Because you can't really tell people how to protest. You can only say that it's not acceptable for there to be violence or things like that. But me walking out, I probably personally, to be extremely honest, if I was in Congress, I would probably not go. And that's a hard decision to make because it's imperative that you show up and do your job. But to me, what Donald Trump is doing to this country is so objectionable. It's weird because a part of me, it's like I'm literally like 60-40. 60% is like I wouldn't have shown up. But 40% is like I would be a part of Congress, and it's imperative that you show up and do your job. And I'm just so, I'm back and forth with that. But I would probably lean more towards I probably wouldn't have gone. But I did see on Tabitha Speaks Politics, she was just basically saying if none of the Democrats showed up, what Mike Johnson could have done is basically put Republican personnel, like Republican staff, and the Democrats in their space, in their seats. And so Donald Trump will receive cheers and applause at everything, and that would kind of send the the optics and the signal to the country that everybody in the room agreed with him, even the Democrats, because those people would not have been Democrats. Those people would have been Republican staff. So I understand that perspective. That it's a really hard decision to make, and I'm glad I didn't have to make it because I just find what's going on in this country not to be for the betterment of the entire country. And because of that, I'm not exactly sure I would have wanted to share energy with Donald Trump or with people who kind of subscribe to him. I'll be very honest. But yeah, I just wanted to, this was about Elissa Elissa Slotkin, I believe. I think she's my new fave. I watch,